Welcome to the Saturday Night Cigar Lounge.
And we begin tonight's Saturday Night Cigar Lounge on a very, very somber note. For anyone who has not been paying attention to the news today, unfortunately, two New York City police officers were shot to death today. They were shot to death allegedly by Mail Brinsley, who apparently, according to the New York Daily News, is suspected to be a member of the Black Gorilla family. The 28-year-old apparently has ties to the Black Gorilla family. One source tells the Daily News Baltimore police are already investigating Brinsley's connection to the gang, which apparently the gang was started in the 1960s by George Jackson of the Black Panther Party, that started back in the 1960s in California. A couple of weeks ago, week before last, we were discussing the New York City, the lack of a indictment in the New York City killing, the Eric Gardner killing, where Eric Gardner was strangled to death. And I said that I thought that there should be an indictment in that. I thought that there should have been an indictment in that because I thought that the police used unnecessary force in choking Eric Gardner to that. But let me tell you guys something. You don't kill cops to make a statement. You don't kill anyone to make a statement. And that's wrong. What Brinsley did, and of course, and I'll call him, and I'll play my disclaimer before we get to, or once we get to break, I'll play my disclaimer. But the guy took himself out. It's a coward's way out. Brinsley was a coward by then shooting himself in the head instead of actually facing justice. But here's the other thing. And I said this earlier, and I'll say it again. You do not kill anyone or hurt anyone or destroy property to make a statement. You don't. The people who were protesting the Eric Gardner decision a couple of weeks ago, the people who have protested the Michael Brown decision, even though I disagree with the folks who are protesting the Michael Brown decision, they have every right to protest. Every right to protest. They do not have the right to loot. They do not have the right to riot. They do not have the right to harm people. That doesn't make your point. Apparently, my audio is breaking up, flickering, or lagging. It could be a Spreaker thing. Spreaker's worried about me going off on a rant, which I'm already doing that. This is, by the way, Saturday Night Cigar Lounge, and I'm your host, Taylor Millard. Thanks for being here, guys. I really appreciate it. But you don't make your point by rioting, looting, killing someone, or hurting people. You don't do that. And the fact that these two New York City police officers are dead, the fact that there are countless of people in Ferguson who have to rebuild their lives because their stores were either burned or looted or destroyed, that's wrong. That is morally reprehensible. Morally reprehensible. And the fact that Ismail Brinsley put this on Instagram. No, I'm sorry. Put this on Facebook today, it looks like. I'm putting wings on pigs today. They take one of ours, let's take two of theirs. No! Boston Rainey in the chat room just said, that's not a redress of grievances. Yeah, that's not a redress of grievances. That is not a redress of grievances. Templeton the rat is asking me an issue regarding the chat room. George, try logging out and logging back in because it's working for everybody else. Vicky in the chat room just said, who gave me a bowl of chili, and I appreciate it. I appreciate the turkey chili. It said, violence begets violence. It can, but here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. It can beget violence. But at the same time, and I see Templeton just posted in the chat room, so it worked. But at the same time, it is up to us, meaning people in general, to not stoop to violence. Yes, I realize that we are humans. I realize that we run on basic instincts sometimes. I think there was an entire movie about that with Sharon Stone, which I never saw. But what happened in New York to these police officers, Rafael Ramos and Wenjian Liu, and I feel bad if I mispronounce Officer Liu's name. It's wrong. It's wrong. Of course, what I find funny is that Al Sharpton tweeted this afternoon, I am outraged at the killings of 2 police officers in Brooklyn. That is why we stress nonviolence is the only way to fight for justice. Well, granted, Reverend Sharpton, you cannot control every single one of the people who are going to protest. Okay? I'm going to give him that. But you need to do better outreach on that. You need to do better outreach on that. What people don't realize is that, and this is actually one of the reasons why I'm so furious about this, is I wanted, and still want to, and am physically unable to, unfortunately, I wanted to be a police officer. I actually, about 9 years ago, went through the hiring process to be a police officer. With the Arlington Police Officer, Arlington Police Department, Arlington, Texas Police Department. And I ended up not making it because for whatever reason, they didn't do the background check on me. I find that hilarious that they didn't do the background check on me, because I would have been clean except for a couple of traffic tickets for speeding. But when I hear about police officers getting killed, about police officers getting murdered, I get angry. I get very angry. And look, there are bad cops out there. Let's be 100% honest. There are bad cops out there. But I think a majority of cops are good cops. And when I say a majority, I mean like probably 90% of the time. 90% of people are cops. I was actually late to class, Vicky. That's why I was speeding. And the other time, it changed from a 40 mile an hour to a 35 mile per hour. But this just, it's not right. The violence and the protesting, the killing of the police officers,